Yo, what's up, guys? Back at you with another video on today. This is the Keeping It Raw podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do not miss an upload. Click on the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put up an upload. And without further ado, we got an update on quarterback Hendon Hooker as he gets prepared for the 2023 NFL Draft. Now, pretty much, if you guys don't know or you don't know anything about this quarterback, Hendon Hooker was playing some phenomenal football with Tennessee this season and pretty much had these guys in the #1 rankings in college football. But then he ended up suffering a loss to the Georgia Bulldogs. And then right after that loss to the Bulldogs, he was still in the Heisman running. He was one of the top quarterbacks in the nation and was playing phenomenal football and taking this Tennessee Vol team to new heights and new levels. But unfortunately for Hooker, his season ended up getting cut short with the knee injury suffered against the Carolina Gamecocks. And then he would miss the last 2 games of the season. And pretty much now he's had his surgery and he's rehabbed. And now he's gotten to the point where he don't need the crutches anymore. And he said that he'll be running by March, sometime in March. He'll be ready to run and hit the ground running. So that is great news. If you are a Hendon Hooker fan, definitely, man, that is great news because he's one of the quarterbacks that a lot of people had their sights and their eyes on because this kid was playing phenomenal. He has the size that you want at a quarterback, standing at about 6'4", 220. And he can make all the throws. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's very mobile in the pocket, can extend, plays with his legs as well. And the dude brings a lot to the table. Now, the only thing that why he probably wouldn't be drafted in the first round, number one, no, I'm gonna say 2 things. Number 1, because of the injury, and number 2, because of his age. Hendon Hooker, I believe, will be 26 heading into the draft. So he's a little bit older as a quarterback, but still there's a lot of maturity there for this young man. And I think that Hendon Hooker is a very talented quarterback. And I think that a team like the Detroit Lions could definitely use his service as a backup quarterback to Jared Goff. You never know if something happens to Goff, then you have a solid quarterback to be able to back him up. And you don't have to re-sign and bring back a guy like Nate Sue, who the 49ers released and the Lions ended up picking up last season. But definitely, man, this is great news if you are a Hendon Hooker fan that he is getting better and he's recovering and that he's off those crutches. And now pretty much he'll be going to the Senior Bowl, talking with a lot of teams, doing interviews. I know a lot of us wanted to see his arm at the combine and see him at his pro day and things of that nature, but we won't get that opportunity to see that. So definitely, man, I've seen enough with Hendon Hooker. I know what this kid is capable of doing, and I like his skill set. I like his talent, and hopefully whatever team drafts him, whenever he gets his opportunity, he'll make the most of it. Anytime you're a backup quarterback, you're just looking for your moment and your opportunity to be able to get out there on the field and show what you can do. And if you take somebody's job, that's just the nature of the beast, man. It happens. It's the nature of the business, you know. Because everybody wants to be a starter. You know, there's no quarterback that's sitting on the bench that does not want to start. So definitely, I think Hendon Hooker is definitely mature. I definitely think that he's one of those guys that you can bring in and allow this guy to learn, and he'll soak everything up like a sponge. And man, the kid is nice, and I can't wait to see him back out on the field. No, he set some career highs. Even this season, man, his completion percentage was 69.6, and he had over 3,135 yards passing before he got injured, and he finished with 32 touchdowns, and he only had 2 interceptions. So very accurate with the football, getting the football right in the turkey hole and getting the football right where it needs to be to the receivers. Definitely, there's things that he needs to clean up. Of course, there's nothing that that you can't say about a quarterback, especially when it comes to their strengths and weaknesses. There's things that he's going to have to work on and get better in the NFL, footwork, mechanics, things of that nature. I think that ultimately at the end of the day, he will get better and he will be a quarterback that teams are looking for. You know, there's a lot of teams that are looking for a quarterback like the Colts. They could bring him in. Team like the Saints, who may be looking for a quarterback, they could bring him in. The Houston Texans could bring him in, even though I think the Houston Texans will probably end up picking up the four top quarterbacks at the top: Will Levis, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and also Anthony Richardson. So we'll see, man. But I'm happy to hear that this guy is off the crutches and that he is getting himself ready for the Senior Bowl, and he will be there in full participation to be able to answer questions and things of that nature. Won't be able to work out or anything of that magnitude, but he will be able to interview with teams, and they'll be able to see what type of player Hendon Hooker really is. All right, you guys, make sure you subscribe to the Keeping It Raw podcast with more news like this. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Till next time, peace.